Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Buckeye Politics. On Tuesday, August 8th, Ohioans will go to the polls in several local elections, the most important of them being Issue 1. Today's video is going to discuss why you should vote yes on Issue 1 and my prediction for what will happen on Tuesday night. As always, thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. So if you haven't heard, Ohioans will be voting on a referendum to change the requirements needed to change the state constitution. I'm in Ballotopedia right now, since they do a great job laying out what a yes and no vote mean. Let's scroll down here and look at Ohio Issue 1. So it's called the 60% vote requirements to approve constitutional amendments measure. Very much a mouthful. I'm not sure who named that, but should probably be fired. So essentially, a yes vote would support amending the Ohio Constitution to increase the voter approval threshold for new constitutional amendments to 60%. It would require citizen-initiated constitutional amendment campaigns to collect signatures from each of the state's 88 counties, which is an increase from the current 44, which is half of the counties. It would also eliminate the cure period of 10 days for campaigns to gather additional signatures for citizen-initiated constitutional amendments when the original submission did not have enough valid signatures. So what this last point does is essentially once you submit the signatures, currently you have 10 days to fix the signatures. If the state decides that you don't have enough or if some are invalid, you currently have 10 days to go out and fix that and then resubmit. But if a yes vote would eliminate that. A no vote would maintain a simple majority of 50 plus 1 vote is required for voters to approve new constitutional amendments, continuing to require campaigns to collect signatures from at least each of 44 counties, so that's only half the counties in the state, and it would continue to allow campaigns to have 10 additional days to collect signatures. So this is very much it's become a very partisan issue here in the state. At first, it really wasn't that big of a partisan issue. A lot of people kind of lean just towards no. But we've really seen the yes campaign kind of get their support together, and that's because of some big endorsements. If we scroll down here, I would encourage all of you to go on this site and read all this. I'm kind of skipping over it, but let's look at some people who support the Issue 1. So people who support voting yes include U.S. Senator J.D. Vance, U.S. Representatives Troy Balderson, Bill Johnson, Jim Jordan, Max Miller, the Governor of Ohio, Mike DeWine, a whole bunch of state representatives and state senators like up and down the ballot, as well as the state auditor, the state lieutenant governor, Secretary of State Frank LaRose, State Treasurer Robert Sprague, and Attorney General Dave Yost. So basically every single mainstream Republican in terms of in Columbus is supporting this amendment. It also has the support of the Republican Party of Ohio, and then a couple of organizations, some agricultural groups like Cattlemen's Association, Dairy Products Association, Ohio Farm Bureau, some pro-gun groups such as the Buckeye Firearms Association, the Sportsmen's Alliance, and also the Ohio Right to Life. There are some big names who support this amendment, as well as Bernie Moreno, who's a candidate for U.S. Senate. Once again, these are some arguments currently. What you're seeing on the screen is arguments listed by different people for a vote for yes. I'm not going to really read those because I'm going to state my opinion on the thing later, but I would encourage everyone to come on here and read what people have to say. So in opposition, we have U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, Representatives Joyce Beatty, Shontel Brown, and Greg Landsman, Amelia Sykes, all Ohio Democrats. While in California, we have Representative Nancy Pelosi, who is a no, as well as a bunch of state senators, bunch of state representatives, and then a lot of mayors. Mayor of Cleveland, Justin Bibb, Mayor of Columbus, Mayor of Akron, Mayor of Dayton, Mayor of Cincinnati. So very interesting, a lot of mayors are opposed to this, as well as some former governors such as Ted Strickland and Bob Taft, who's a Democrat. John Kasich, a former Republican governor, is against this. A bunch of political parties, the Democrats, the Forward Party, the Green Party, the Libertarians, the Working Families Party. A bunch of unions are against it, the United Steelworkers, Ohio Education Association, Ohio AFL-CIO. A bunch of organizations, but mostly pro-life, mostly pro-choice, progressive organizations, and then some individuals as well. So as you can see, this is really split down almost party lines. I mean, this almost seems like a Senate election in the state in terms of all the Democrats support one candidate, all the Republicans support another. I mean, other than a few outliers like John Kasich, who is a loser, it's pretty much down the line. It's it became a very partisan election, which is a good thing. If Republicans, or I guess conservatives, want this issue to pass, they did need to make it about they didn't need to make it about a partisan issue, because Ohio has become a relatively Republican state recently, and Democrats, they're going to get their base out to turn out no matter what. So if we can get our base out to counter that and pass this, then yeah, that's a good thing. So obviously you saw the title of this video, and that is that I am a yes on issue 1. I'm going to explain why that is, because a lot of people, I'm kind of surprised a lot of conservatives are against this, because they think, oh, we don't want to give away our power to the state, which, I mean, I kind of understand where they're coming from, but really when it comes down to it, I think a vote yes is important for a multitude of reasons. I will explain them right now. So the Constitution of the state of Ohio, I think, should be more difficult to amend. I mean, the U.S. Constitution, you need 2/3 majority to amend. I think Ohio's being just 50+1 is a little too easy. I mean, and plus since 1912, Ohio's Constitution has been amended like 170 times, something crazy like that. U.S. Constitution has only been amended 27 times. I mean, the Constitution is supposed to be the document that sets out the fundamental laws for your government. The fact that you can amend it 170 times in like 100 years is crazy. I mean, that leaves the door open for outsider groups to just come in and amend the state constitution. I mean, off-year elections usually have low turnout. I mean, think about how easy it would be for some out-of-state groups from California or New York to come in here and just pump some ads about, oh, vote for this thing. And then people vote for that. And then next thing you know, maybe we lose certain gun rights. Maybe we have abortion up until birth. Maybe we lose certain other things that Ohioans overwhelmingly support. So this isn't to say that Ohioans should never be able to change our Constitution. Obviously, as citizens of Ohio, we should have the right to amend our Constitution through a referendum. But if there should be widespread support for an amendment across all of Ohio. If there is that widespread support for a constitutional amendment, then it should have no problem getting over 60% of the vote. If you really care about, like, oh, democracy, we need to have widespread support for something, everyone needs to agree on this, then why do you want to make it, then what's wrong with being 60%? If your amendment is really that popular and that good, then it should have no problem getting over 60%. So unfortunately, the people behind issue 1 have not been doing a great job campaigning for it until recently. The Vote No campaign has done a very good job fear-mongering and rallying the liberal base to get out and vote no, and this made myself and many others think that there is no chance of issue 1 passing. Let's see if we can get some polls. I don't know if they have it on Ballotopedia. I'm assuming they do. But yeah, so a lot of people originally did not think that this was going to go all that well. I mean, we saw a couple polls polls have been very much back and forth. We had this one from YouGov in the at the end of June that had 38% of Ohioans voting yes and 37% of Ohioans voting no. We had another poll from USA Today, which has 26% voting yes, 57% voting no. And then we had another poll very recently from Ohio Northern University. Not a very accurate pollster usually, but we'll see. And they have 42% of Ohioans support this, 41% are opposed. So based off of polling, the idea of amending the state constitution appears to be relatively popular. I mean, if you look at the way they phrase it, do you want to change it from 50% to 60%? People mostly support that. When you get into the nitty-gritty and say, issue 1, and oh, look at this, that's when it seems like a lot of people are opposed to that, which is interesting because I think that it really just shows how good of a job the left has done at fear-mongering about this issue. Because if you really just state what the issue is, should you need 60% to amend the Constitution? In these two polls, people tend to vote yes, they support that. But when you go, oh, we need to get all complex, and oh, it's about this and this and this, that's when people tend to be more opposed to that. So there's also something that's very interesting, and that is the ballots that have been cast so far. So as of August 4th, you can't see it on here, unfortunately, but I'll just explain what's going on. So on August 4th, 52% of early ballots were cast by registered Democrats and 40% were cast by Republicans. But on August 7th today, I apologize, the video comes out super late. I was waiting for these numbers to come in, and of course they don't come out till really late at night. So thanks, Frank LaRose. But on August 7th, today, 49% were cast by Democrats and 40% were cast by Republicans. I mean, that means that Republicans have begun to slowly close the gap but we still need strong turnout on election day. I mean, the Democrats had a 12-point advantage on Friday. Today they have a 9-point advantage, which is actually pretty big for just a weekend. I mean, we're clearly making up ground. And the saying that we need strong election day turnout, that's not really out of the question, because in 2022, the Democrats in Ohio had a 56 to 43 advantage. So Democrats going into the midterms actually had a higher percentage of early ballots than they do going into this. And we still swept the board in Ohio. Ohio had pretty much a red wave in 2022. J.D. Vance won, DeWine won, LaRose won, everyone won. And so the fact that Democrats had a huge advantage then, and they have a smaller advantage now, tells me that we can definitely pull this off. We just need to get out and vote. So this means so I did the math, and I would think that we need about turnout of about 1.4 million voters tomorrow, August 8th, to have a fighting chance. So I know that was a lot to take in, what I just explained, so let me simplify it in terms of the voting and the percentage of the votes in. So registered Democrats had a massive lead in early vote, and they had been turning out in large numbers. That made a lot of people think that issue 1 would fail in a landslide. However, the last week or so, but really this last weekend, registered Republicans have been turning out in large numbers, and they've been closing the gap. 3 points in the course of 4 days is huge. So this has made it so a win on Tuesday is possible, but it's going to come down to Election Day turnout. Election Day turnout always favors Republicans. It just depends how many actually come out and vote. It is an off-year election. It is August 8th. It's a really random day for the election. So that is a little concerning. We're definitely going to see low turnout. But basically, based on the math, we need about 1.4 million people to turn out tomorrow and vote yes. I mean, obviously, that'd be nice if all of them voted yes, but we just need a decent amount of those people to vote yes. And if that happens, we are actually in a pretty good spot to see issue 1 pass. Like I said, we got to get out and vote, though, to make it happen. So if you live in Ohio, please get out and vote yes tomorrow. I'm going to be live streaming the results at about 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. The polls close at 7:30, but I have a commitment, so I'm not going to be streaming until a bit later. I'm going to get home, instantly hop on the stream, see what's going on. I'm probably going to be turning on, when I start the stream, I'm probably going to be seeing the results live, because I'm probably not going to get a chance to look at them before that, so it's going to be very interesting to see my live reaction. Hope you guys can all make it, and I will see you tomorrow. So yeah, get out and vote yes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the stream.